I'm sure I'm not the only person who has lost friends over the election. And let me be very clear. If you're okay with sexism, I'm not okay with you. If you're okay with racism, I'm not okay with you. I cannot be your friend if you're okay with my oppression. If you're okay with my oppression, you don't want me to have rights. You are okay with racism. You think it's okay. You think it's something we could bypass. Why would I want to be your friend as a black woman? Why would I want to be your friend? Why? We don't align with morals. You think it's okay that the government can control what I have going on with my body. You don't care about me. I am not on your high list of priorities. I'm not. So why would I be okay with somebody that puts me on such a low pedestal? Or why would I be okay with somebody that's okay with racist remarks and thinks we should just brush it off and just let it go fly? No, if you're okay with sexism, I'm not okay with you. If you're okay with racism, I'm not okay with you. There is no need to be friends, baby. There's no need.
You know, the interesting thing about this is typically the people that I hear saying we can't be friends no more, you can't be in my life, is people that voted for Kamala or support the left. I personally don't see that from conservatives or people on the right saying, hey, we can't be friends anymore. Typically, they're asking the people on the left or Kamala Harris supporters, why do you support her? Why do you want to vote for her? And what policies most excite you? And typically what you would get from them is them in a response saying, hey, I just don't like Trump. It's just more Trump derangement. Oh, it's just this, that, and the third about Trump. I just can't. They don't give you no policies that they don't like or this, that, and the third. And if they do give you some policies, it's a misconception or a lie about a policy that they got from the propaganda machine. And then when people on the right try to break it down, they just simply don't want to even listen to it, understand it, or go research it themselves. But you will have someone like this throw away years of a friendship, years of, bonding with a family over someone they don't even know that's going to be there for 4 years or at the most case, 8. Versus saying, okay, we got differences. You believe in what you believe and I believe what I believe. Okay, policy-wise, we don't agree, but we still have all these other things that makes us great friends. We can still coexist in the same world. And this type of thought is what makes it so divisive, what divides the United States. This stance, instead of saying, hey, even though you believe that and I believe this, we could come together and still operate in the same facility. We could still be friends. I got plenty of people that went and voted for Kamala Harris. You see my skin tone? Majority of my friends or people that I commingle with or around supported Kamala Harris. I didn't denounce one of them. We may went in back and forth about policies or do you know this and that, but I never denounced any of them. I never said we can't be friends or operate in the same space anymore. But that's me personally. So if that's what she wanted to do in her life, understand. But it's just crazy that she could have just went and did a little bit of research and she could have came across a video like this of Trump saying what his actual intentions were. He wanted to give it back to the people because he don't think the government should be in control of women's bodies. Basically what he's going to say here. It shouldn't be government telling women what to do with their quote unquote what they should be doing with their body. Let the people choose on what they want. She could have found an easy video.
Look, I think I do very well with women, and I think it's all nonsense. I see the polls, and we do well.
What about the
You
Nikki
have one
Haley?
issue. You have the issue of abortion. Without abortion, the women love me. Now, they like me anyway because what I've done is so good. I've taken this issue out of the federal government and put it back to the states where they're voting, and I believe in exceptions, and most people do, for rape and rape, incest, life of the mother. But I've done so, and I think I've taken an issue.
So could I amend my question?
Let me just say, that issue has torn our country apart for 52 years. No legal scholar, no Democrat, Republican, no liberal, conservative wanted it to be in Congress. They wanted it to be out of the federal government. I got it out through 6 very brave judges who were also brilliant. And now they're voting. Ohio voted. And it's actually a very liberal vote. Kansas, very liberal vote. But people are voting. They wanted it to be in the states and a vote of the people. But that issue, maybe some women.
Okay.
But they're going to find.
I'm going to do a subset of that question.
Well, the country's coming together now over that. And they're getting to vote. They're actually voting on the.
Does that sound like some suppression of your body? Does that sound like an ban? Can't say that word. Does that sound like a AB? Does that sound like he want to stop women from getting the A word? Don't sound like it to me. What it sounds like to me is he want to put it in the people's hand so they can vote, because you have people at these A-word clinics like Planned Parenthood protesting outside.
The protesters say at the time of the attack they were praying when a man began yelling at them regarding their opposing views on abortion rights. We want to advise viewers, some of the video is graphic.
I leaned down, I was hit by a truck. I don't know what happened, but instantly I was looking up at the sky and said, oh, what was that?
According to a witness, the suspect knocked 73-year-old Dick Schaefer out cold. It is believed the young man who did it didn't like Schaefer's anti-abortion message outside of Planned Parenthood in West Baltimore.
Speared the gentleman. He speared the one gentleman over that flower pot into the window, knocked him out. He was out cold for several minutes.
Schaefer says he has hand, shoulder, head, and back injuries. He credits fellow protester 80-year-old Mark Crosby with saving his life. Both Schaefer and the witness say the suspect repeatedly punched Crosby in the face and stomped on it before leaving the scene. Medical staff at a nearby business treated Crosby until medics arrived.
I went in there, and he was on a gurney. His face was all swollen and bloody. He had blood over his clothes.
Schaefer, Crosby, and John Roswell have been demonstrating and praying in shifts outside Planned Parenthood for years. They claim they're often threatened, but this is the first time they were physically assaulted.
I've been spat on by people going by, and then another occasion he put a satanic curse on me. This is the kind of atmosphere we're dealing with.
You had people on the other side going to clinics where it's pro-baby and protesting outside and rioting and looting and, blowing, I don't want to say blowing things up, but breaking glasses and windows. So to stop all of that, he said, let the people vote, put it back in the people's hand, get it out the federal government, because the people would choose. That sounds like giving you a choice to me. But what's also disheartening about this is that you would see a woman of my ethnicity go and want to continue to participate in this silent genocide. And when I say silent genocide, because majority of women do not know who Margaret Sanger is. They don't know who her sole purpose was. And so I bring up this article right here, the Negro Project. The far left liberals are silent as it shows the #1 killer of blacks in America is Planned Parenthood and their racist agenda. So let's get into it. This article was published July 31st, 2015. So this was 9 years ago. Black Lives Matter. The most obvious practitioner of racism in the United States today is Planned Parenthood, an organization founded by the eugenist Margaret Sanger in recent documents as ready to accept money to eliminate black babies, Dr. Ava King. Margaret Sanger Negro Project is alive and well with over 76% of Planned Parenthood facilities located in the poorest inner cities neighborhood where there is a large population of black people. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because we will have women of my ethnicity streaming for the deletions of kids or babies and saying that it's their body, their choice. And I agree with them. It is their body, it's their choice. But you have a decision to make and choices that you can make before laying down with an individual, knowing that, hey, most likely when you lay down with a man, the outcome of that, one of the strong possibilities that can happen from us having sex is a baby. So why not take that in consideration and be more careful with who I lay down with, be more careful with who I decide, hey, I'm going to be dating this person for a while. Let me make sure this person is father material. I see him as a father. Make sure, even if our relationship doesn't go well, that I know he will still be there for the kid. And so I don't have to, turn to a word or of a deletion of a baby. And the majority of these women will say, what about the 3 exceptions? We call them the 3 exceptions. But what about our word, incest, and the life of the mother? But then I would say, okay, if we was to put that on the table and say, okay, let's put that on the table, would you still advocate for the A word, the deletion of babies? And majority of them will still say, oh, I want the deletion of the babies. And so I say, why you even bring that point up? If you're still going to bring that point up, regardless if we put it on the table or take it off, then why bring it up? Oh, because it's my body, my choice. But some people see it as, look, that is a deletion of another human being. If you was to see a mother go out there and intentionally trying to harm and endanger the baby while inside, that would be what? Murder. If you was to see a woman out at a bar drinking, you would say, oh, okay, somebody's going to call Child Protective Service. She's endangering that baby and she's probably going to face charges. If a man was to slip a pill or some type of drugs to a woman, or someone's to get in a fight with a woman that's pregnant and something happens to that baby while it's in the womb, they would say that was murder of another human being. But it just seems like the goalpost is moved when they go to the clinic. What if that woman was going to the clinic? Let's just say it's April 1st. She had an appointment for April 17th, and she was going to the clinic on April 2nd. I think that's what I said. Yeah, April 2nd to get a deletion of a baby. And a man got in a fight or a woman got in a fight with that woman and the baby passed away. We would say that man needs to get locked up because he murdered another baby or he murdered another human being. But it's just interesting to me how this goalpost is a continuous movement when it comes down to women. But that's why we put it back in the state's hands and let the state choose what is considered and what is not considered. What are the exceptions and what are not the exceptions? But let's hop back into this article. On average, and this is going to get very mathematical in a second because I'm going to throw out this whole, R word thing. All right. So on average, 1,876 black babies are deleted in deletion clinics across America every day, with majority of those deletions being performed in Planned Parenthood. It has been estimated since 1973, black women have had about 16 million deletions of babies. Now, to me, that sounds like a genocide. When we go look into the Holocaust and we see how many people was deleted from the Holocaust, it was 6 million in a span of 4 years, right? Which is a lot, and I'm not saying that that's good, but we seen that that was a genocide. Now we have from 1973 to 2015, according to this article, that 16 million black babies was deleted. And nobody in our community, not a majority or not a loud microphone or not a lot of people are in uproar about this. Majority of the women in our community are for this. And I'm only speaking to my community at this point because that's the ethnicity of the woman that made this video. And to me, 16 million sounds like a genocide. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. But they don't even know who Margaret Sanger is, and they participated in this thing. One of the quotes that she said, and there's been a lot of controversy about this quote. Some saying it's true, some saying it's not true. But I'm led to believe that when I read this article and when I go look at some of the other things that she did that we will go across in this video. One of the quotes she said was, "Colored people are like human weeds and are to be exterminated." Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood. And as we go down in this article, current population in the U.S. is about 36 million. So the missing 16 million black babies mean without the deletion of black babies, the black population would be 30% larger than it is today. And we want to continue to tout, oh, we are a minority. Oh, we don't have a voice. Oh, BS. Because it's BS to me when I look at 16 million and saying, hey, we could have been 36% larger. According to this article, we wouldn't have to continue to be a minority. And when we go look at this, the exit polls of the 2014 election at the time, you will see that majority of black people at a 85% rate voted Democrat. And when you go look down at Hispanic and you see that there's diversity, 52%, 46% Republican, and you see the diversity or you know, it's just not a huge number like 85%, you see, okay, damn, the Hispanic community is growing really fast. And with them growing really fast, we can vote at a 99% rate Democrat and be forgot about in the election term, and our community be just nothing, never talked to, never brought to the table or anything when it comes down to election time with a politician, because our vote wouldn't even matter anymore. Because you have the Hispanic community outgrowing us, because they don't get deletions as much as us. And since the 1973, their number is way lower than us. And you see this, oh, well, dang, this population is growing. Okay, this is the new lead of the minority. If we could swing this Latino vote, then we could win. We don't need to have to swing the black vote, because no matter what, the black vote is going to vote Democrat. They could vote 99%. But if I get these Hispanics to come more on my side, it will cover up what I missed from the black community. It's crazy. And then when we look by race, who is voting for who? When it comes down to the men and women, you will see that the black woman voted for the Democrat at 91%. And only 7% voted Republican. And you'll see the black men voted for Democrat at 77%. So all this whole black men this and black men that, black men showed up for the Democratic Party for the majority, 77%. So when y'all chastising black men for not voting Democratic and saying, I don't care if a black man get hung, lynched, this, or that, and the third, when majority of black men voted Democrat, yo, that is disrespectful to majority of black men, because black men showed up and you still slapped them in the face. And then you have this, let's talk about this 21% of black men who have conservative values and probably want to start a family or believe in, you know, creating a business, this, that, and the third, and don't want to go into World War III. How would they find a woman to resonate with their idea? It's only 7% of those women that thinks even similar to them. And then majority of the 7%, we can't say it's going to just work out automatically if they find at least one of them. So it's like finding a diamond, going in this black women group, trying to find someone that thinks similar to them. So what are they led to do? They're led to go outside of their race to the Caucasian women, the Latino women, or the Asian women or others. And then soon as this 21% goes outside of their race, they're chastised on Instagram. They're chastised on social media saying, oh, a black man is leaving and going to other race. We always get forgot about, and this, that, and the third. When still, majority of black men date black women. But I digress. Let's get back onto the point. Did you know the founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, was a devout racist who created the Negro Project, designed to sterilize unknowingly black women and others she deemed undesirable of society? The founder of Planned Parenthood said, colored people are like human weeds and are to be exterminated. Is her vision being fulfilled today? Sure looks like it. All right. And as we go down, Margaret Sanger gave a raucous speech to the Ku Klux Klan, followed by dozens more. In 1926, Sanger spoke at a meeting hosted by the Women Auxiliary of the Ku Klux Klan in Silver Lake, New Jersey. Following the invitation, Sanger described her exhaustion after receiving multiple speeching requests from white supremacy groups. She writes of her experience on page 366 of her book and autobiography. This is what she said, and this is a picture of her at the Ku Klux Klan. And notice the sign that they doing. The whole, I won't even do it because I'm not trying to be consider her anti-Semite. But when you look at this, it says, I accept an invitation to talk to the women branch of the Ku Klux Klan. I saw through the door dim figures pandering with banners and illuminated cross. I was escorted to the platform. I was introduced and began to speak. In the end, through simple illustration, I believe I have accomplished my purpose. A dozen invitations to speak to similar groups were offered. Sanger delivers burning speech. Local Ku Klux gal hangs on every word. Wow, look at this picture of her. And you don't think her agenda was to what? Exterminate the black race. Like Adolf Hitler, Sanger believed strongly in a masterful human race, a white master race of genetic superior humans to rule the planet. And the means by which would accomplish is called eugenics of scientists, and weeding out the inferior to make room for the superior. Eugenics is just a fancy word for genocide. So, I mean, you could go look into this article yourself. I would drop this article in the description. So what I want to get into is this conversation that I had with ChatGPT, because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, what about the R word, incest, and life of the mother? When I looked up, which we already just seen a video of Trump saying, hey, I believe in the 3 exceptions, life, incest, or the murder, right? When I looked this up, I asked, how many A words are done a year? They gave me the number. 73 million are done annually. Wow, that is a crazy number. Out of that percentage of these women getting deleted, is 38% of the black women doing it versus the white women at 33%. So we are at 14% of the population in the United States, but our women abort at 38%, higher than any other race. Comes first. I digress. Back into this conversation I had with ChatGPT. This is going to be a little long, but bear with me. We have 73 million A-word deletions of babies. I said, how many deletions are done a year in the United States of America? How many of those are done by each race, such as white, black, Hispanics, Asian, and others? We have and this is current, but we're going to go back in time in a second. The white non-Hispanic is 33%. The black percentage is roughly 38%. Despite black women making up smaller group proportions of the population, that's crazy. Hispanics is approximately 21, and others is around 8, which is Asians, Native Americans, and multiracials. All right, let's crunch the numbers. So I took the numbers from the article from 1973 to 2015, the 1,876 deletions of black babies, and implemented into ChatGPT, and we crunched the numbers, and this is what we came up with. I asked ChatGPT, how many women become pregnant after S8 and R word? ChatGPT told me it was 5%. That 5% would equal out to 2 million. But if we was to distribute the number correctly, take that 7% of black women and put it within this 5% of women that become pregnant after R word and S word, that would be approximately 115 to 145,000 pregnancies that could be coming from black women. That right there will equal up to 6 babies or 6 pregnancies coming from S8 and R word. Not 1,876. But let me be fair here. Let's just be very generous and say there's life in the mother and incest. I'm going to just say, let's give it 25 babies a day. 25 babies a day does not equal 1,876 babies a day. So it's nobody that can tell me, oh, yeah, it's our word and incest and life of the mother. You're not thinking about and considering the mother, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. No, I am. And I don't think that is 1,876 of them being babies coming from R Word and SA, or Life of the Mother, or incest. No. This sounds like an accountability issue. This sounds like someone using the A word, the deletions of a baby, as a contraception. No. What I would advise, me personally, this is just my personal choice. You don't have to believe in it. You don't have to agree with it. What I would advise women to do is take accountability, vet men properly, and slow the F down. Just because you horny don't mean you get to go and F off with a guy that don't have your best interest in heart. That a guy who's clearly not fit to be a great father, or not even a good father. This is crazy. We talking about 16 million. Mind you, that stopped in 2015. So let me ask ChatGPT real quick. So I asked ChatGPT, so if 1,876 black babies are deleted a year from the year 2015 to 2024, how many black babies would it be? Then add that to 16 million, because this is assuming that everything stayed the same and nothing changed, which I'm assuming that in real life that 1,876 probably went up dramatically from the year 2015 to the year 2024. But let's just say all things stayed the same. And we are going to get this number and we're going to add it to the 16 millions from the 1976 to the year 2015. And this is what ChatGPT came up with. Let's see. Boy. Damn. 22 million, bro. All right, so I want to ask another question. So if we were to add that 22 million to the black population, what percent would they have grown to? So currently we have 14%. So let's see, it's doing the math. Wow. Yo. Whoa, bro. The black population would have grown approximately 46%. And this is what it came up with. If those 22 million black babies were born, Black America would have made up approximately 20% of the U.S. population instead of the current 14%. And we want to continue to tout that we don't got a voice, we don't got a choice, we don't got suppression, and we minority and this and that. You don't want to grow and make your ethnicity stronger. You don't want to grow and become a larger population. We wouldn't be having these issues with us becoming the minority instead of us being the majority minority. If you understand what I'm saying, because right now we fighting with that top spot with Hispanics being the majority of the minority. Now, guess what? They're going to go straight to them and campaign. And we will continue to get forgotten about. And you want to keep talking about reparations this, reparations that. Man, you won't be getting diddly squat, because we have our women out here deleting babies at an astronomical rate. Because they simply don't want to take accountability, slow down, vet the men properly, and they want to use it as a contraceptive. They got tricked by a known racist whose sole purpose was to delete the black ethnicity and to weed them out, slow them down. Look what they're doing in Africa. Look what your boy Bill Gates doing. And yeah, another thing, guess who else was along this project with Margaret Sanger? Yes, his father. Bill Gates' father. Boy, this just grind my gears. But I seen this video. She's a very beautiful woman, but I don't even know, a lot of that stuff on her don't seem natural. So it's not typically someone that I would talk to and apply somebody she wouldn't talk to. But outside of that, I found this video the perfect time And a perfect example for me to bring this up, this just been conjured in me, and I wanted to talk about this for the longest. Tell me what you guys think. These are the numbers. I put it in your face. You agree, you disagree. Tell me what you think. Listen, like, comment, subscribe. My name is Justin Fletcher. You are me. I'm you. We're one of the same body. Remember, keep your head up. Keep your nose clean. You save the world. You live forever. Peace.